Alright, let's get this thing done. So, welcome to installment 9 of my little UFO game project. So, today we're going to get an endgame screen on this thing, and we're going to call this a day. So, our endgame screen, what we need to do is we need to have some method for keeping track. To remind, in my start menu, I have this statement: you must abduct at least half the people. So we need a way to figure out how many people we've abducted and if that's half. And then we're going to have a couple of game overs. So I'm going to have a game over that I already made, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just create that one first, and then we'll go ahead and we'll make another room for victory. But for right now, I'm only going to deal with loss. So, right now the game over screen contains nothing. That's fine. I need to go into the obj game object in here, and we need a couple of things. So the first thing I'm going to need is another variable, and that variable is going to be the total people. Yeah. So total people. And that's going to be an integer. Actually, you know what? I'm going to call that starting people. Okay. And here I'm going to add an event that's the create event. And so our create event, we're going to do an instance count. Where's my get instance count? Let's try count. There we go. Let's see. Alarm, get instance count. So we're going to do get the instance count of, at the beginning of the level, we only have calm people. But there's I'm paranoid, so I'm going to include both calm and panicked people. We're going to make both of these temporary variables, and I'm going to call this one calm people, and I'm going to call this one panicked people. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab and assign a variable. And the variable I want to assign is this one we just created, starting people. And we want to make that variable by taking the number of calm people when the game is created and adding the number of panicked people when the room is created, or when the game object is created. So that should be when the room starts. This will go ahead and grab how many people there are in each category. Now we're going to go into draw, and we're going to need to, I changed this. This was set to 0, 0. I swapped it to be in the middle of the room. Sorry, I did that off camera. That's my bad. So I put the number of abductions right there. I do want a space character in that, though. Okay. So that's what we're drawing right now. Let's get another variable here. I'm going to want a couple of temps. So those temps are going to be the panicked people and the calm people again. So calm people's going to be... Oh, actually, I don't think I need to do this by declaring temps. I think we can do get instance counts. And here we can just create those variables. So we'll do calm people here. And this needs to be pointed at the object's calm people. And then I'm just going to copy and paste that. And I'm going to change the word calm to panicked. And then here we're going to do, our caption is going to read remaining. And that's going to be at the room's width divided by 2. And I'm just going to scoot it down, say 100. And then the value here that we're going to want to draw is going to be calm people plus panicked people. And if I could spell panicked right, this would probably work a lot better. All right, so let's hit run on this. And we can hit play, and we can see that we have 30 people to start with. I abduct 3, and there are 27 left. I scare 4 off, and eventually there are 23. And if we scare everybody off, we should eventually end up at 0 here. Great. Okay, so that's basically that. Now we just need to do a little logic. I want to assign this to a variable though, because I'm going to use it for something. So I am going to actually declare a temporary variable here that I'm going to call remaining, if I could spell, remaining people. And I'm just going to take the value that I used in here. I'm going to copy it, I'm going to paste it in there. I'm going to copy this value, and I'm going to paste it in there. Great. So now I just have a variable that I can use, and that's this remaining people variable. So now we'll go ahead and we'll say if there are remaining people, so if remaining people is equal to 0, so right, if we've reached the end of the game, then we're going to draw a value. So we're going to say there's nobody left. And we're just going to do that dead center in the middle of the room. So that's going to be at room width over 2 and room height over 2. Okay. So that's our first thing. We're going to say there's nobody left. And then we're going to say if, let's see. So we want to check whether we've gotten more than half or not. So where's the number of abductions? It's just abductions. So we just want to calculate if abductions divided by abductions divided by starting people is less than or equal to 0.5, then we want to go to a room. Go to room. And the room we want to go to is going to be the game over room. Okay, and right now the game over room doesn't have anything in it. So I want to make something in there. Let's check and see that that's working first. So we should end up in an empty room. So we're going to hit play. I'm just going to scare everybody off here. Oh, I actually managed to abduct 2. Okay, so we went to an empty room. Great. All right, now in our game over room, we need to put a couple of things. So we want to put some display text, and we want to put a play again button. So I'm gonna duplicate the play button, and I'm gonna call it play again. And then we're gonna go into edit it, and we're gonna go into our variable definitions, and we're gonna, instead of saying play, we're gonna say replay, and we're gonna put a question mark at the end. And then we're gonna go ahead and go into our game over room, and we're gonna drag that play again button in there. That looks basically centered. And we need some text up here. So we're going to have to add an informative piece of text. So I think the easiest way to do that is just to create an object that doesn't have anything. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just create that loose in the objects folder. So that's going to be obj underscore game over text. And this is just going to have the one event. That's going to be a draw event. And that draw event is just going to draw a value. It's going to be creatively enough at room width over 2. And we'll put it a bit below the button. Actually, we should put that button basically in the middle of the room. I'm going to put this at room height over 2. And then we'll move the button. And this just needs to say, you didn't abduct enough people. Okay, and then we need to go into our room again, and we just need to scoot this button object up. Okay, so now when we hit run here, if we go in and scare everybody off, okay, great. I got a replay button. Oh, my text isn't displaying. Why isn't my text displaying? Oh, my text isn't displaying because I never... Oops, that's not the right thing. I never put this guy in the room. Okay, so take 2 on that. Let's play here and scare everybody off, and we'll just abduct the last couple because that's actually faster. Okay, we didn't abduct enough people. If we hit replay, we get back into the game again. You guys are slow. Okay. The only thing I don't like about that is that the replay button's not that wide. So I might just go in and... We could decrease the font size, or we could just F around with the button sprite a little bit. I'm going to just F around with the button sprite a little bit. I'm just going to say that I want it to be 240 pixels wide. And that got a little funny when it resized, but you know what? Let's leave it. I think it's okay. I'm gonna leave the like aesthetics components here a little bit. Oh, actually, that looks fine anyway. Okay, so now we should be able to go zap, and everybody run away. Run. Okay, cool. The replay looks good. I'm pretty stoked with that. All right, now we need to deal with the else. So we're gonna go into our let's see. We're looking for level 1 obj game object. So that's this if variable, right? So if we lost, we'll go to the game over room, and otherwise we'll go to a better room. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to just duplicate the game over room. And we're going to call that the victory room. Okay. And then the victory room has one of these obj game over text objects in it. So we're going to go ahead and duplicate that. And we're going to call this one obj victory text. We're going to go into that guy. We're going to go into the draw event. And we're going to say, congratulations. And we're going to leave the replay button in there. Then we need to do one thing, which is we need to go into our victory room. And right now, this is a game over text object. So I want to delete that. And I want to drag a victory text object in. Now I've got a little bit of like kind of messiness because these two are out here and I've got a button folder. I'm going to rename my button folder to be menu objects, basically. And I'm going to take these two guys and I'm going to drop them into the menu. So now they're in a folder. So everything should be pretty organized. And now we just need to go abduct at least half the people and see if we can get to our victory screen. Hey, don't run away from me. Stop it. Okay, so I got 21. Great. Oh, drat. Let's go look at our... So that was in our OBJ game. So our game object. I never wrote the else there. So we need to paste this go to room. And we want to have it send us to the victory room. Alright, let's try that again. Okay, so now... need to abduct some people. Okay, good enough. I got 23. Hey, cool. This button's not centered. That's annoying. Okay, so let's center those two buttons up. I think they're both probably off center. So let's go look at our game over room. So this is 1366, which is going to be 650 plus 33. So that's 683 should be the center. And this guy here is not at 683. So we'll do 683 should be centered. And then I need to go into the victory room and same thing here. This should be 683 to have it centered. Okay. Awesome. I think that's me pretty well done with this game. Should we do one more bonus thing? Let's do one little bonus thing. So here's a bonus thing. Right now, I have in my people sprites, I have calm people and panicked people in pink. I would like them to wear different color shirts. So let's see if we can do that. So I'm just going to go ahead and duplicate this sprite. And I'm going to say, all right, I want this sprite to be a calm person wearing green. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to open that sprite. I have a habit of opening the one that I clicked on first, which is bad. We're going to edit this image. We're going to go into arms. We're going to do die. And we're going to give this guy green arms and a green body. And that's that. And then I'm going to duplicate the panicked person in pink. And we're going to set him to green. Okay. And then we're going to go and open this sprite. We're going to edit this. And then we've got a couple of these. So we're going to do arms are going to be green. Body's green. Arms green. Oh, badness. Body's green. Arms are green. Body's green. Body's green. Arms are green. Arms are green. Body's green. This is annoying. Body's green. Arms are green. Arms are green. Body's green. Oh, crap. Body's green. Arms are green. Arms are green. Body's green. Okay, good deal. So that's that guy done. So I've got my green person, my pink person, pink and green people. All right, now I'm just going to go into the OBJ calm person here, and I'm going to add a create event. And then in here, I'm going to do, we're going to pick a random. So we're going to get a random number, and our random number is going to be between 0 and 1, and it's going to be for color. It's going to be a temporary variable. We're going to grab an if statement, and we're going to say if color is equal to 1. So, in other words, if they flip a coin and get a heads, then we'll set the sprite, and the sprite we're going to use is going to be the green person calm. It's already defaulted to the pink person, so I don't need to set that, but if I wanted to, we could do an else and then set the sprite to the pink calm person. That would be totally fine. So now I got this. Now I want to go into the panicked person and do the same thing. So I'm going to add an event that's going to be create. And here we're going to do a get a random number. This is going to also be a color that's going to be a temp variable. And then we're going to say, again, if that color variable is 1, then we're going to set the sprite for this guy. And we're going to set this, it's already the pink one, so we're going to set it to the green one. Now, this will create some slight weirdness. Why didn't anybody get assigned a different color? Let's go check the calm person here. So when we create them, we're getting an integer between 0 and 1. The probability of picking 1 at random as a decimal is 0. So this needs to be an integer. Otherwise, it'll be like 1 in a friggin' trillion chance that one of them will be green. Now it should be 50-50. Okay, so I've got them 50-50. There is a small possibility here that when I pick them up, their shirt color could change, which is actually just kind of funny. So I'm going to leave it that way. Challenge mode for the viewer. Figure out how to fix that. It's kind of cool. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. This has been a fun little game to make. A little piece of nostalgia for me, but I hope this has been informative. I really appreciate it. I will catch you guys on another thing.